Once upon a time, in a small, quiet town, there lived a kind and gentle teacher named Miss Anderson. She was known throughout the community not only for her dedication to education but also for her unwavering kindness and compassion. Miss Anderson had a cozy little classroom in the heart of the town's only elementary school. Her classroom was a haven for her students, a place where they felt safe, loved, and encouraged to be the best they could be. Her warm smile and gentle demeanor instantly put her students at ease. One sunny morning, as the school bell rang, a new student named Emily arrived at the school. Emily was a shy, timid girl who had recently moved to the town with her family. She was nervous about starting school in a new place and being surrounded by unfamiliar faces. As Emily entered Ms. Anderson's classroom, she felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. However, the moment she saw her teacher's welcoming smile, all her worries seemed to melt away. Ms. Anderson greeted her with open arms and introduced her to the rest of the class. Over the next few weeks, Emily slowly started to come out of her shell. Ms. Anderson noticed that Emily had a keen interest in art. She spent her free time sketching and drawing colorful, imaginative pictures. One day, after school, Ms. Anderson approached Emily with a friendly question: "Would you like to join an art club that I'm starting? It's a place for all the creative minds in our class to come together and explore their artistic talents." Emily's eyes lit up with excitement, and she eagerly accepted the invitation. The art club meetings, held in Ms. Anderson's classroom, became a magical time for Emily. Surrounded by kind classmates, she felt encouraged to express herself through her art. Ms. Anderson, with her nurturing guidance, helped Emily discover her true potential as an artist. But Ms. Anderson's kindness didn't stop at the classroom door. She often volunteered at the local community center, organizing events and programs for underprivileged children. She encouraged her students to join her in these activities, teaching them the importance of giving back to the community. As the years passed, Emily continued to excel not only in her studies but also in her art. With Ms. Anderson's support, she won several art competitions and even earned a scholarship to a prestigious art school. On the day of Emily's high school graduation, Ms. Anderson sat in the audience, beaming with pride as her once shy student received her diploma. Emily's eyes met those of her beloved teacher, and she mouthed a heartfelt thank you from the stage. Years later, Emily became a successful artist, known for her vibrant and imaginative works. She often credited her success to the unwavering kindness and support she received from her remarkable teacher, Ms. Anderson. The legacy of kindness that Ms. Anderson shared with her students and the community continued to inspire generations. She was a reminder that even a simple act of kindness could change the course of someone's life, leaving an everlasting impact on their hearts and minds. Ms. Anderson's small town was forever enriched by her presence, and her memory lived on as a beacon of love, compassion, and the power of a kind teacher. Once upon a time, in a lush and tropical village nestled deep in the heart of the rainforest, there lived a remarkable teacher named Mr. Ramirez. The village, surrounded by vibrant foliage and teeming with exotic wildlife, was as remote as it was beautiful. The villagers, mostly indigenous families, relied on the bounty of the forest for their livelihoods. Mr. Ramirez was not just any teacher, he was a true steward of knowledge and a guardian of the village's ancient traditions. He had chosen to live in the village, having been drawn by the rich culture and the close-knit community. As the only teacher in the village, he had a unique role, not just educating the children but also ensuring that the traditions and wisdom of the community were passed down to the next generation. One sunny morning, Mr. Ramirez gathered his students beneath the towering canopy of an old ceiba tree. Its colossal branches reached out like protective arms, casting dappled shade on the attentive children. The topic of the day was the significance of the rainforest in their lives. As Mr. Ramirez began to speak, his eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. He explained how the rainforest provided them with shelter, food, and medicines. He shared stories of the villagers' ancestors and their deep connection to the land. His words wove a beautiful tapestry of culture, ecology, and respect for nature. One of Mr. Ramirez's students, a curious and eager boy named Mateo, raised his hand. "Teacher, what can we do to protect the rainforest?" he asked. Mr. Ramirez smiled warmly and responded, "That's a wonderful question, Mateo. We must learn to live in harmony with the forest, protecting the trees, the animals, and the rivers that sustain us. And when you grow up, you can become guardians of the forest, just as I am now." Mr. Ramirez's dedication to teaching was not limited to the classroom. He organized excursions into the rainforest, guiding his students through the dense undergrowth, teaching them about the diverse flora and fauna, and emphasizing the importance of conservation. He showed them how to harvest resources sustainably, ensuring that the forest would thrive for generations to come. The village children adored their kind teacher. His patience, wisdom, and compassion left an indelible mark on their hearts. Mr. Ramirez's lessons extended beyond textbooks and blackboards. He imparted life skills, values, and a deep sense of responsibility toward their environment. As the years passed, the children grew into responsible young adults who cherished their unique connection to the rainforest. They became advocates for environmental protection, not only in their village but in the broader world. Mr. Ramirez's legacy was seen in their actions, from participating in reforestation projects to raising awareness about the importance of preserving the rainforest. One day, a group of conservationists and scientists arrived in the village, seeking to collaborate with the villagers in studying the rainforest. They marveled at the villagers' profound knowledge of the environment, and they soon learned of the extraordinary teacher who had nurtured this deep understanding. Mr. Ramirez's impact reached far beyond the village as his students, now ambassadors for the rainforest, shared their wisdom and passion with the world. The tropical rainforest continued to flourish, teeming with life and sustaining not only the villagers but the countless species that called it home. Mr. Ramirez's story was a testament to the enduring power of a kind teacher who not only enriched the minds of his students but also inspired them to become stewards of the natural world, ensuring that the tropical paradise they called home would thrive for generations to come. In the bustling heart of the city, within a school filled with students from diverse backgrounds, there was a special teacher named Mrs. Johnson. She taught in an area where many children faced economic challenges and came from underprivileged households. Her mission was not only to educate but also to inspire and uplift her students. Mrs. Johnson's classroom was a haven of hope and warmth. It was adorned with colorful posters, books, and a cozy reading corner. But what made her classroom truly special were the faces of her students, each eager to learn, inspired by her unwavering kindness. One chilly winter morning, a new student arrived at the school. His name was Alex, a young boy who had recently immigrated with his family from a war-torn country. His clothes were tattered, and his eyes held a hint of sadness. He spoke very little English, making it a challenging transition into his new environment. Mrs. Johnson welcomed Alex with open arms, knowing that this young boy had already faced far more adversity than most children his age. She immediately made an effort to connect with him, offering a reassuring smile and using simple gestures to communicate. Day by day, Mrs. Johnson's kindness began to work wonders. She assigned a buddy from the class, Maria, to help Alex with his English. The two quickly became friends, sharing smiles, drawings, and even simple conversations. Mrs. Johnson encouraged her students to learn about Alex's culture and background, fostering a sense of curiosity and empathy within the classroom. One particularly cold day, Mrs. Johnson noticed that Alex didn't have a warm coat to wear. Without hesitation, she contacted a local charity and, with the support of her students' parents, managed to secure a winter coat, hat, and gloves for Alex. When he received this gift, his eyes lit up with joy, and he knew he was in a place where he was cared for. Mrs. Johnson's teaching methods were not limited to textbooks. She used real-life situations to teach empathy, compassion, and the value of helping one another. She organized kindness projects in which her students visited local shelters, distributed food to the homeless, and engaged in other community service activities. These experiences not only broadened her students' horizons but also deepened their appreciation for the value of kindness. As the months passed, Alex's English improved, and he became an active and enthusiastic member of the class. He would often share stories about his homeland, providing a glimpse into his unique experiences and culture. The class eagerly listened, fostering a sense of unity among the diverse group of students. Mrs. Johnson's classroom was not just a place of learning, it was a place of transformation. Her students learned not only about math, science, and literature but also about the immense power of kindness and acceptance. They understood that small acts of compassion could make a profound difference in someone's life. Years later, at the school's annual alumni gathering, Alex, now a successful engineer, spoke about his time in Mrs. Johnson's class. He expressed how her kindness had not only changed his life, but also shaped his values and inspired him to pay it forward. Mrs. Johnson's legacy lived on through her students, who, in their own unique ways, carried forward the torch of kindness that she had lit in their hearts. The impact of her teaching extended far beyond the classroom, spreading throughout the city and beyond, a testament to the enduring influence of a kind teacher. In a quiet village, there was a school with a teacher named Mr. Davis. He was known for his kindness and big heart. Every day, he made sure his students felt safe and cared for. One winter morning, a new student named Sarah joined the class. She was shy and found it hard to make friends. But Mr. Davis made her feel welcome. He introduced her to the class and encouraged the other students to include her in their games. As the days passed, Sarah began to feel more comfortable. Mr. Davis noticed that she had a love for reading. He started a reading club at the school and invited Sarah to join. She was overjoyed and made new friends through the club. Mr. Davis didn't stop there. He also knew that some students needed extra help with their studies. After school, he offered free tutoring. The students who struggled felt grateful for his support. One day, the school decided to organize a talent show. Sarah wanted to sing, but she was nervous. Mr. Davis encouraged her and helped her practice. On the day of the show, Sarah sang beautifully and received a big round of applause. All the students loved Mr. Davis. They knew he cared about them, not just as students, but as people. He taught them about kindness, sharing, and helping others. His classroom was a happy place, where everyone learned not just from books, but from the heart. Years later, when Sarah was all grown up, she became a teacher too. She remembered Mr. Davis and how his kindness had made her strong and confident. She decided to be just like him, a teacher who taught with love and care, not just for the mind, but for the heart. The village always remembered Mr. Davis, the kind teacher who made a big difference in the lives of his students. He showed them that a little kindness could go a long way.